Hello, my viewer. This is Health Now Show, your health friend. And with me, Jane Kariuki. I am a counseling psychologist. As I've always said on this show, we are here to share information, to create awareness of some issues in our communities, in our homes, at our workplaces, and in any other social interactions that we may have. And as you can remember, in our last episode, we talked with Counselor Jennifer, and we talked about types of liars, characteristics of liars. And I promised that this episode, I'm going to bring in a guest who is going to talk about her experience with a liar. She is here with us. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. But before she introduces herself, I would like to request you as my viewer that you go to our YouTube channel, Health Now Show, or Facebook, Health Now Show, and ask a question or share your experience with a liar. How was it? What type of lying was given to you? What was the lie that was given to you? What happened? Share with us so that at the end of this, we'll also see how can we help that person who lied to you. How can we help you who was lied to? And now, to get to what we are discussing today. The main topic is lying or types of liars. At this episode, we are now having somebody who has been there, who has experienced it firsthand, and that is what she's going to talk about. I'll allow her to introduce herself, and after that, she's going to share her experience. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Yes.
Asante sana, Jane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, even to my viewers. I'm happy to be in this show. I'm Penninah Wanjiru, residing at Kiabu. I'm a mother of two. My firstborn is Martin, and my secondborn is Catherine. My blessed kids, God bless them wherever they are. I'm a business lady. I work with grocery, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Asante sana.
Asante sana.
And karibu.
Asante.
And I love your smile.
Thank you.
Yes, I love your smile.
Thank you. It hides a lot.
It hides a lot?
Yes.
Oh, you're going to tell us. You're
Yes.
going to tell us.
Yeah.
Probably is about the topic that you have today.
Yes.
The smile that you're having.
Exactly.
But probably why you have how you have maintained it.
Yes.
Okay. So now you have a testimony.
Yes.
When did it start? That and who lied to you?
Yeah.
Probably we can start there. Who lied to you? Just introduce to us.
Yeah.
Who lied to you?
Yes.
Then we can go to the next. What are the lying that? What is the lie that was given?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is so unfortunate that it happened to me through my husband, the one who is my biological father to my kids.
Yes.
I could not believe. So it's not from distance.
Yes.
It's a very close liar. Yeah.
Very good.
And that's why I have decided to testify so that I can assist someone else or help someone else. Yes.
And I love that.
Thank you.
That you're saying you're going to share your story so that it can also help somebody else
Yes.
who probably is going through that
Yes.
and is wondering, what do I do?
Yes.
Somebody who is so close to me
Exactly.
as a husband.
Yeah.
Okay. So where did it start?
It started like as a husband or a husband and a wife in the house. You share things.
Yes.
So I could not imagine that when we come to sharing, even when we come to financial status, that we can, someone can now behind your back start cheating you, lying to you that I want to invest this, and because he knows that you love him, you don't suspect anything.
Yes.
So he exploited me. Yeah, a lot, because it started when we were just bringing up kids when they were very little. He started with a farming project, at my Mahiu.
Okay.
So he knew that I like saving. Even when my salary was very small, very little where I was employed,
Yes.
I have come to learn how to save. It helps. So I started saving. When because I was so open to him,
Yes.
I mentioned that I have something that I usually leave in my salary account. So he requested for 8,000. And let me tell you, in 2005, 2006, 2007, having 8K in your account, it was a lot.
It is.
It was a sacrifice.
Yes.
So he requested that I give him so that he can go and farm potatoes at my Mahiu. Because when I recall of what he has done to me, that was the starting point. There was no potatoes that were being farmed because I asked him after some time, even if you sold everything, even one bucket to bring into the house, the remaining in the shaba, there isn't. I can't see the faida. I can't see even some potatoes that were left. Because he was saying I gave people to farm and to sell. So I didn't. It never raised alarm to me because he was not even willing to talk a lot. So I said, "Is this something to shidilia?" So I left it.
So the money you gave him,
I never saw the interest. I never saw anything, and that was over. That was 2007 there, when my kids were just little. Yes.
So now there's no potatoes,
No potato,
money.
nothing. And that was over. So he came to know that I'm not the person of digging to something. So it has come to bring up other fruits of cheating me, because that was the starting. So as we continue, I'll give you more examples that now have reached to even the breakage of our marriage. Yes.
So that was the starting.
Yeah, that was
point.
the starting.
And now you did not realize that
saving.
It was a lie.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then I loved my husband that I could not suspect anything. It was not farming at all. And there was no my issue at all. The proof is the things that I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yes.
Go on.
So we came up, we struggled.
Yes.
So he started investing areas that he's not telling me. And me, when I opened even a Faulu account, I remember when Faulu came up.
Yes.
They were going road shows.
Yes.
That time I was now growing in my area where I was employed, and they raised our salaries. The business is growing, so the boss raised our salary.
Yes.
And I was in an office.
Yes.
So I could now save better.
Yes.
So I felt that this account, and the rumors came that if you save so much using your account salary, even the boss can say that you are not you are doing something else. So I got those rumors from the other staffs.
Yes.
So I said, I will not be saving the salary. Let me open another account. So I opened a Faulu account. When my husband knew I have a savings, because I could not hide him.
Okay.
By then I used to sell him everything.
Yes.
So I saved in a Faulu account. Do you know when you save, he used to ask me, is there anything that can help my biashara? Because he was at Muthurwa.
Okay.
He had a stall at Muthurwa for jumpers, these woods, the jumpers from, he could get bells from Gekoba. Then he tegeneza, then they are nice looking.
Yes.
And now he transports to Muthurwa. He had a store at Muthurwa.
Yes.
So because now I know he has a store at Muthurwa,
Yeah.
I was proudly boosting him.
Yes.
Giving him money to
Yes.
raise the business, that in future, because I'm employed, we shall have that one that is self-employed.
Yes.
Because he told me that stall is not anyone's stall, is his. You know, is his how? Because they were the ones who are hawkers, and they were told to come out of the streets of Nairobi during the reign of Kibaki to be built the Muthurwa market. So I knew the store belonged to us. So I couldn't invest anything to him.
Because this is your store.
And the moment he knew that I don't dig deeper, so mi hata sikuwa namshidiria umepeleka pesa wapi, si niko na kazi inaendelea. Then he told me that kazi imekuwa mingi, let me employ someone. So I was so proudly telling my friends that our business is growing.
Yes.
So he started, when he knew that now my salary was now 20 and above, he could tell me to borrow. I could even borrow loan from my working place. I pay using my salary, I give him.
To boost the business.
To boost the business.
Yes.
And let me tell you the truth. He lied to me to an extent. He even asked me that, can we open another place? So I said, if this one is growing and you have employed someone, so we can look for another place. I remember during that time when he told me to get money for another place, I was so happy and happily applied loan 30K to start a business at Nanyuki.
Now you are from now the Mudhurwa is
now we want
there.
to open another one at Nanyuki. You know where the
We're
Nanyuki came?
expanding,
We are expanding.
the
We are expanding.
business.
And
Yes.
I remember telling ladies, proudly telling, even I remember a lady who followed me so much to connect her with my husband. Because I'm married to a businessman.
Yes.
And a very good one at that.
Yes.
So, my husband took advantage of telling me to take loan. He's going to Nanyuki to get another stall. And because he felt that I don't dig deeper even in this Mudhurwa, me, I'm very busy working. He asked me for 30K and I gave him. The place he mentioned Nanyuki because he knew that when he mentioned somewhere else, I may seem to dig deeper about that place. But when he mentioned Nanyuki, I said it's good because that's where her sister stays.
Okay.
My sister-in-law stays at Nanyuki.
Yes.
I don't know even up to today, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But my sister-in-law was in Nanyuki. So when he mentioned Nanyuki,
Yes.
I truly believed that there is somewhere we can work.
So he's using a
Yes.
place where you cannot
you cannot dig deeper about it. Yeah, kuna sister-in-law na huko.
Yes.
And to that point, I remember he told me that even the person he's employing, they go to church together with my sister-in-law. Now I'm satisfied.
You are confident.
I even added kilos. Biashara sasa imevuma.
You added
So
kilos.
yes, biashara imevuma sasa kwanza. We have now someone who's so faithful in the same church with my sister-in-law. And I remember when we used to meet with his sister-in-law, he was a church lady.
Yes.
So that man, if he's from church, he won't eat my money. I have invested.
Yes.
So unajua sisi wa mama, the way we feel proud when you have someone who is helping outside, that you don't rely on salary.
Yes.
Me, I was proudly telling people
Something
that something else is there out.
Yes.
That even if anything happens to this working area, there's somewhere else.
Yes.
So I could tell my friends,
Yes.
and they could admire so much. Let me tell you, when we meet with some people who I used to mention, it really hurts to tell them that it was a lie. It was a total lie.
So where
there
did
was
the
nothing.
30,000 go?
I don't know. It was a lie, and there's nothing like that.
So a second time now,
yes,
there is no business in Nanyuki.
No business in Nanyuki.
How did you discover that there was no business in Nanyuki?
I discovered later. I'll tell you where I discovered all these are lies. As we continue, I'll tell you that everything was lies because we are coming to there.
Oh, you are coming there.
Because even that time, I didn't know it was a lie. Because, let me tell you, it was painful that he could cheat me after every weekend that he's taking stock to that place. Believe it or not, I could borrow off or exchange with someone, my off-duty, to be available with kids and the nanny because he's traveling.
So that he can go and take stock
yes.
in the business.
Yes.
All right.
And to came to know that there wasn't, it was so hard to swallow that. Because during that time, he was, after every weekend, not present. So just imagine knowing that there was no business. So where was he? All that time I was boring. Even I can go back and ask the supervisor, can you remember supervisor telling you to give me off? My husband is going to Nanyuki. And I tell him it's a lie. He cannot imagine. I could nyenyekea to that supervisor to give me off duty on Friday so that I'll be available on Friday, off Saturday and Sunday, so that when there's no one, my work was so squeezed that I didn't have a lot of time with my children and my nanny, so that he'll be available.
Yeah.
Now, when he felt that I'm not available, he could request I go and borrow off duty. So I remember the way I used to nyenyekea to supervisor to exchange me the off duty. I came to just not imagine that it was a lie. There was nowhere he was going. Meaning he was even having extramarital affairs. So there was a lie not only in finance, even in the marriage. So where was he? Where was he going those weekends? It's so unfortunate we have never sat the way we are sat asking all those questions, because the moment we left, or the moment he was taken away from me, because we never disagreed or sat somewhere, I've never gotten a chance to ask him where was he.
Okay.
So I came to realize later, so he was not only cheating me in money, he was also cheating me in extramarital affairs. Yes.
Oh, right.
So that was all with my 30K and all the boost, because it's not only that cash. Even when taking stock, I could give him money. Then in the middle or in the midst of our marriage, not only the businesses, but he could also tell me that because your salary is coming when it is together, or when the amount is large, why can't you be paying the house rent? Then in the middle, I'd be doing the other things. So most of the time, I was the one who was saying house rent, and that was a lie to me, because I don't think, and I know percentage mingi ya wanawake, they don't pay house rent. But I was cheated because of love.
Oh.
Do you know, I really loved my husband. But I came to know that he never loved me. He loved me because of the work I was working, the money I was producing in that house. Because the moment I resigned, I found the truth that it was me who was providing.
Now
We
you are
never
paying,
hatukukaa naye mwaka mmoja. The moment I wrote letter to resign, that the moment I came to know who he is. Kube, my husband was a con man. It was not only me during all this time he was conning even other people. Yes. He has really made people to cry in their businesses. He was totally a liar. And he could not tell you to sign documents. He could tell you something that you not go back. I have t-shirt. Yeah, example. I have somewhere I'm being asked for t-shirts. There is a certain hotel asking for t-shirts for the workers.
Yes.
And that t-shirt I'm getting from the back door at Nairobi with 100 shilling, and we supply with 200 or even 250. So if you give me that K, imagine the way it will be. I'll give you 30 plus 20 juu, na mimi nibaki na 10.
Yes.
So wale wote wamesema aliwadanganya, there's nowhere they have documents.
Are you telling me that alidanganya wengine?
Wengi sana.
There are other people who are lied to?
Wengi sana. Because sometimes people, after now, the breakage of the family, I tell them whatever was happening, they usually took me like if I was not in my normal senses. I was, because even those there outside, who have gone even to an extent of taking this, him to the DCI, they were very normal. Sometimes I could think he was using charms, but he wasn't. Let me tell you the truth. He had a tongue. A liar. He was a liar. He could lie to you, and you could believe it. There are people who can cheat you. There are people who can lie to you, and you believe it. To climax my area, because there are other things that we'll talk about, I resigned where I was working in 2018. So definitely because of my tenure in that work, or the way they took me and the way I worked, they give me a service benefit.
Yeah.
The service benefit was worth 250K. And 250K, I knew very well I can go out and do something good.
Yes.
But because of the love I had for my husband, when the check matured, I gave him everything.
The 200,000.
Yes, and 50.
And 50.
Yes.
250,000.
You know what he told me? Because haujapata nyumba ya kufanya kazi,
yes.
Give me the money, nifanye kazi nayo kwa kikuu nyojorithagie. You know,
yeah.
I'll give you even when it is more. I invest in it, I'll give you even when it is more and you get somewhere. So I was looking somewhere at Duberry. I wanted to have a cereal shop.
Yeah.
Or at Kiabu. Either Duberry, Kiabu, or the Degwa.
Yes.
To annex that, he told me, I think the Degwa is better. Now the money already is with him. So he told me that the Degwa is better. But believe it or not, my husband was a liar. He told me he has gone and gotten a house and paid the goodwill, and there was nothing like that.
The 250.
The 250 zilipotea hivyo. I was left zero. I started even selling with a bucket melon. We live at Kiabu, so many people know how to zungusha melon is. So tiresome.
Fruits, yeah.
From office to selling melon, because he left me with nothing. I told you the earlier that I had a savings at Faulu and he had everything. So I had nothing.
I heard you, Penninah, say that he had a very nice mouth,
Yes,
very
to
nice
tell you,
tongue.
yes.
So all this time he's asking you the money.
Mm-hmm.
He's just talking to the wife.
Yes.
Yeah, and asking for the money.
Yes. And as a wife, surely, can you disagree? So me, I used to think, because he's my husband, he's investing for me and for my kids.
Yeah.
So there's no one day I thought that he's not doing the right thing.
Penninah,
Yes.
tuendelee na hizi incidences.
Yeah.
Yes.
I told you from the beginning in my introduction that the smile hides a lot.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Because during that time of giving him money, trusting him, I also started entrusting my husband to my close friends. I went to an extent of, I have resigned from the working place I was working, but because now I had left a legacy that I have gone out to someone who is good in biashara, people could call me and tell me, now, when you go out, don't forget me. So I told someone, my husband is working with a very good business. You can give him some money and you get feedback with interest.
Yes.
So the person invested with my husband 700K.
700,000.
Yes.
Kenya shillings.
Kenya shillings.
Shilingi.
Do you know that man, even today, he has never seen that money? It's only that he knew that I was a Christian. He knew my character. That he came even when he found that we have separated. My husband told me, don't think that I ever follow you. Mama Martin, I know you. That is your husband and not you. You had good intention for me. So, sina cha kukusaidia sahi. Wherever you are going to start raising your kid, but never sleep one day and think I'm following you to get that money.
So the 700,000
was gone.
What?
Yes.
What
he wanted, when I connected him with my husband, he was so that he's applying Ken Poly chairs to a hotel. So I told him to meet my husband and talk about it. He came to my house. That man came to my house. I remember giving them breakfast. I have resigned and that man has followed me so that he invests outside. Like I was proudly saying when I was working that we are investing outside. So he came to my house and they talked to my husband. And during that time we were talking, taking breakfast, my husband could get out, talk with phone and come back. And I could not sense anything. Why is he going out to take calls? So it came later to tell me that during this time he was planning to cheat this man, kabisa, to give him more. So I'm sorry to that man that even today, I usually he's busy, but I'm the one who tries to keep friendship. Mi ukaa namwandikia namwambia tuko tu na watoto wangu na sijasikia anything kuhusu my husband, so that he know that I still remember he was afraid.
Were the chairs bought?
We don't know because after now, I'll bring you to that point that my husband, after conning so many people, and con comes together, or we call it a liar. A con man is a liar. So he was taken by a lady and told to offer a business. And that lady, now this is the second example. I gave you that example of that man we were working with. Now here outside was a lady we were with we were at Kijabi Girls. That lady we were at Kijabi. Yeah, we schooled together at Kijabi Girls. So here at Kiabu, I introduced that lady to my husband as we passed by her on a. I don't remember very well where we met with that lady. So that I introduced her to my husband. That this is my husband and this is Winnie, and we were at somewhere. So he followed the lady without my know-how. So the lady gave my husband behind my back 100,000 from Chama. this chama for ladies. So the lady was hurt to find that the time they agreed to give back the money, it is not being given back, even the interest. Later, the lady, after asking him why they were communicating with the husband without my know-how, she told me that my husband used to tell her not to mention me in this. This business is between them two.
It is their business.
It is the business. Because this is the lady God used. After all this episode of my husband giving him money, not digging deeper to know whether he has worked with the money and all that, this lady, God used her. Yes, she could find me somewhere and get lost. But one day I stood and told her, do not worry. You are the one God used for me to know my husband.
So what happened?
Because she's the one who took that case to the police station because of 100,000. And you remember I mentioned a lot of money for me and someone else on my side, 700,000. But this lady got used because of 100,000 only. The lady reported the case to Kiabu police station. So the police came for my husband. He tried to hide because they knocked at my place and asked me, where is Baba Martin? And I was so worried. Why are they asking Baba Martin? My husband is clean. I've never heard anything about him. So I was wondering why the police. And they never caused any alarm. They just told me politely, tell him to find us at police station. When I tried to ask them, why are you asking my husband? They told me he know. Just tell him to find us at the police station. And they left. But just imagine the situation I was left. Calling phones, calling at home, calling brother-in-law, calling everybody. Any phone that I have, any number I have for his friend. Because he had switched off his phone. So I was calling the others, telling there are police who have come to my house and they're asking for my husband. And how? I was telling you how? My husband, what has he done? Little did I know. I was raising a snake to bite me because he came with the breakfast kawaida like any other man. That day the police left and he came like the way he used to come with the breakfast. And when he came, I told him, my witness is this girl. No, my second born. Ma'am, ebu abia baba nani walikuwa hapa. Ma'am, baba ni askari. So I told him, why are you connected with askaris? And he said, nothing. They have mistaken the house. Believe it or not, he told me that the askaris has. I told him, how can they mistake your name anyway? My style, I don't dig. Wewe fanya hivi, kama wamekosea, tukule tulale. That's what happened. Well, let me tell you, because I'm repeating, the lady was used by God for me to know him and other people in this Kenya, because I don't know where else he has cheated. The following day I was told, come to police station, that's where your husband is. So he never came. I went to police station and found my husband there. After asking him, he told me to go to crime room. I found my classmate at Kijabe Girls. She told me, mimi huyu nilimpea pesa zangu na hanirudishi. Nimemleta kwa sababu najua uko na pesa utamtoa unipatie pesa zangu. I told her.
Come again, Penninah.
Yes.
That she told you that she knows you have money.
Yes.
So, by the fact that they're in the police station,
yes,
you'll be the one to get the money.
I told her, askari, believe it or not, these have been done without my know-how. So, where am I coming? Where am I coming? Askari told me, because I've seen mom, umeshtuka, let me first take this criminal out. I asked askari, my husband is a criminal. Askari niambia Kiojo, kaa chini. Because I had stood up.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Kiojo, just sit down. You know what? When the lady made that effort of taking my husband in, my husband already at Nairobi, he had lost at Nairobi, where I thought every day he was going to work. He had lost Nairobi for like that year. Imagine, it was August, and I was told like since January your husband has not been coming to Muthurwa.
So he's not going to work?
Yes. Why? Because he has conned people at Nairobi and Muthurwa. And where has been? The Askaris told me we have been following his phone. He has been going to the Dego and Duberi, that area. So this lady God used her because I came to know who the husband. That's how I came to know that even my 250,000 has gone. So I told the lady, you thought I have money. You have given him only 100. Mine is 250, the service benefit of where I was working. The lady could not believe. She said, so even I'm better off. Because I told her, you are better because you are still working. I'm not working. Na ameniacha na watoto. I started screaming there at police station. My husband was taken and told he's a criminal. And believe it or not, that was the last time. That was 2017, September 5th. I was near, the way you are near me, I was near my husband because I've never seen him anymore. He has been with askaris, anatoa na wazazi na Kashber wamemshika tena. Because what came up is a lot. Nairobi had called even the people you could not imagine. People with small businesses asking for money, even for very, very stupid things like buying medicine for my special. I'm sorry to mention that I have a special kid.
Okay.
He could even come to cheat you, to give him money to buy medicine for my special kid.
Was he buying medicine?
No, because I was also able to do that. There's a lady who called me because most of them were calling me, telling me you have to tell us where our money is as a wife. And guess what? It's true, they summoned me to go to CID headquarters. As suspect number 6, my husband stole from them or conned them. This is how I came to realize that Kube, the moment I was giving my husband money and not digging deeper, he was not doing anything. To climax it all, there was no stall at Muthurwa market. It was a ghost business.
So it never happened?
It was a ghost business. When I went searching for that stall so that I continued the business, I was told that stall is, I was told this was called Baba Masi's stall. I could not believe. I felt killing myself, dying and forget about everything. I was boosting ghost, the way we hear there's ghost workers. It was a ghost business. Because
so even from the beginning?
Yes, there wasn't.
There was no stall?
No, the stall was someone else. He was renting to hide himself.
Oh.
So that when I go to town, because sometimes at the working place I was working, we could be sent to meetings.
Yes.
So when I tell him I'm in town, he could take me to that stall, but I have no time to ask if it is, maybe how can you ask if it is yours?
Because he already
you find the stall and it is stocked, and there's a guy there. This is the person we have employed, and even he brought a niece from his side. Believe it or not, it was a ghost bit, because if it was real our stall, I could not have suffered before I came to where I am, because I really suffered before I came up to my feet. I could have continued that stall, but I was told it is called Baba Masi. I cannot forget the name.
What?
It was Baba Masi's stall, not his. I asked how, the person next. How? How is it not Macharia's stall? He has rented. He pays Baba Masi 200 per day. Yes. That's the way I was cheated. Kabisa.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe our viewer is still following us and following the story. And I believe you're also writing something on our Facebook and on our YouTube, Health Now Show, and you're telling us your experience with a liar. We are going to go to another area. You have talked about not digging deep, not, I mean, all these incidences that you've gone through. How did you realize that he was lying to you?
Or how, I think the question could have, how was I cheated before I came to realize?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me.
Thanks.
Thank you for correcting
Yes.
me. Yes.
How was I cheated and not recognizing so that I recognized later. The love the husband showed me.
Okay.
Jane,
Eh.
some things I cannot say it here because they were too much. I remember my assistant in the office I was working asked me, I've never seen someone who is loved and called by her husband the way he calls you.
All right.
Yes.
Tell us. Share with us.
He could call
if it's something that you're comfortable with.
And he could call me even unnecessarily.
Okay.
Uko tu, niko unafanya kazi bado, niko kazini. Haya, then let me tell you the truth, and that is known everywhere we were passing. Because let me tell you the truth, those people who saw me and they came to find me selling melon, some could not hold it, they asked me, and we have become friends.
Okay.
They are the one whom I cried to during that period.
Okay.
Imagine they were not even friends.
Yeah.
They were just where we were passing with my husband. When they found that it has my life was they could not hold it, they asked me, sorry, excuse me. Siniwe nilikuwa nakuona ukipita hapa. Yes, it's me. What happened? First of all, I could break and cry, and then niweze kumwelezea. There's a lady I'll never forget. She has really helped me because when I shared with her, she shared with me her story, and we have been sharing together, and they are the one who have made me to be the way I am now. Aliniambia, we really admired you. Unapelekwa kazi na unakujiwa jioni.
All right.
Even the soldier knew.
Yes.
Nikitoka saa 2 lazima nipate my husband waiting for me to take me home. There's somewhere I used to pass and find mechanics. Sometime wakati hayuko ama amechelewa kutoka kwa nyumba, he's coming on his late kidogo to find me. When I pass through those mechanical,
yes.
They could joke with me, tukusidikishe. Naambia, kujeni munisidikishe. They tell me, unataka tuwawe.
Because they are used to seeing you being escorted by your husband, taken home by your husband. So
the love my husband showed me, I could not think anything that he can really cheat me when it comes to money, even when it comes to family.
Okay.
Yes. And another thing I came to find that when it comes to extramarital affairs, I think he also, some people say that it is us who make people, that husband to go to nannies or outside. Some are just there carelessly. They carelessly do that, even if you offer them everything.
Okay.
I offered my husband support in everything, even in the house.
Okay.
But I think he could even use my house girl, one of my house girls. But I leave it to God.
Okay.
And I leave it surely to God. I don't want to deal on that so much.
Okay.
But he really cheated me. And then there is some point I forgot.
Yes.
When I was given annual leave,
all right,
my husband told me that, do you want to now boeka? Utaboeka sana kwa plot. He could give me everything I want. Give me all the shopping I want. I go with the kids to Wanjiru because I thank God I had a good Wanjiru. If I was given 21 days or 28 days for the leave to Wanjiru.
So you leave your house?
Yes.
You go.
And I'll come back 2 days too. Reporting date because of being kutengenezwa nywele and all that.
Yes.
And if I say that I think I have to report job with something new, at least kuonekana nilikuwa mahali naangaliwa. Ni atanipeleka Isiri.
Unapeleka Isiri?
Yes. Kununua nguo.
Oh.
So my husband showed me love and take me everywhere that I could not sense or talk with people. Because I remember those people from Nairobi who are calling I don't know them. Those who are calling me and telling me, I know your kid takes Tegreto. I've bought Tegreto so much for your kid. He will pay me back my money. They would threaten me.
That's a drug
for my kid, yes. He will pay me that money. So we have come to realize that you are innocent. But let me tell you, tell him if you ever communicate with your husband, he will pay me my money. And there are people whom I don't. Even someone threatened me. Nitamkulisha nyasi. You know, someone saying that she was so pained. She got a lot of pain that my husband took money innocently from her.
Yeah.
And I told her, no, it's your choice because I was not there.
Yes.
So my husband showed me a lot of love that I could not think he was cheating.
Yes. And kind of protecting you.
Yes.
Going with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like now taking you away from where you're
exactly going to Geshagi, a whole life. Do you know, I never thought that my husband can do anything wrong. I thought it was the normal way. Even if I'm at Geshagi, he wake up, go to Mudurwa, come back in the evening, innocently. I never thought that he can do anything else, like the way I don't do. You know, if you don't do bad things, you don't think the other person. If you don't kill, you can't. You really get astonished when you feel someone killing because you cannot yourself kill. So the way I never thought of stealing, and by then I was working in an office of dealing with cash. I never thought of stealing anything from my boss. So I never thought my husband can steal or con.
So love was very
was crucial. It is the one that caused all this.
Okay. Anything else that probably blindfolded you?
Yes, that overprotection that I remember one episode that I went to a meeting. I came early.
Okay.
I came early and he called me, mmetoka meeting ya kazi. Tumetoka na tumeshuka hapa Kiambu na tumeingia mahali kukunywa kachai. Hata mimi nimesikia headache, hata tuko hapa tukikuja hapa Kist. And I was like, tulitoka asubuhi akiwa salama tena amegojeka, but anyway, ni sawa kama ako mgonjwa. But it clicked me. Na nikaambia huyo msichana tulikuwa na yeye, rafiki yangu, mimi hapa nimeshangaa. Tumetoka meeting, my husband ananiambia kwa hapa akikuja, kwani ananishuku siku ya meeting. Na tukabrashio kitu na ikaisha hivyo, akiwa msichana kumbe alibeba hiyo kitu. Because later, after she heard whatever happened through other people, she called me. Mama Martin, do you remember a certain time we came from meeting and he told me umeshuku Baba Martin kwani anaona hukuenda meeting? Labda amekuwa akikushuku hivyo na wewe hujui. Ni wewe huko unamshuku.
Probably monitoring you.
Yes.
How you move.
Ni wewe huko unajua. Hata labda hakuenda job hiyo siku ni alikudanganya. So the lady told me in the future kuwa ukidig, kuwa ukitaka kujua. And that's the advice I would wish to give people.
Okay.
Mtu ajaribu kujua more. Mimi sikuwa nafikiria more. By the way, my husband alianza kukunywa kidogo na sikuwa najua.
And you still
because because why was I not thinking he has taken pombe? Alikuwa nakunywa na anaifichiria, labda anakuja kwa nyumba tunakunywa maziwa, anachiu, anatupilia amekunywa. Because he used to take wines and spirits while cheating or while conning someone. Kuna waliniambia alikuwa anapeleka club wanakunywa. Kuna mtu nimuuliza, unanidanganya bwanangu hakunywa? Akaniambia tulikuwa tunakunywa na yeye. Namwambia how my husband was not a drunkard. So he told me, wewe hebu jiulize maswali alafu utajijibu mwenyewe alikuwa anakunywa. So ndio nilijiuliza. So the moment Baba Martin alikuwa tukiwatch TV, anaachwa sitting. Nikuwa hakuwa nataka kuwa close na mimi akiwa hiyo siku amekunywa. He could tell me so lovely that I want to watch this kipindi. Especially Citizen. After Citizen News, kuna kuanga na kipindi ya majadiliano. Some leaders, unaweza ona wameletwa wanajibiana. I used to like debates. So I think the moment nilikuwa namkuta amelala kwa kocha ameanza hapo kulala ovyo, he was trying to hide. Na mimi sikuwa najua ameanza kukunywa. So you can be cheated. Na mtu asione kama sikuwa sawa. I was really okay.
We are not judging you. We are not judging.
Thank you.
We are not judging you.
You can be cheated very easily by being shown love. Ukiitisha kitu inakuja pap. Pap. Nigemwambia kitu inakuja pap. I remember at my working place there was a nice shoes. It was costing almost 2K because I think 2K you are being given 20 shillings. Believe it or not, ni mimi nilivaa wa kwanza. Kwa sababu ilikuwa imeshuka.
Hello.
Hakuna customer alikuwa amepick before me. Yes.
And on that very loving note, we are going to, this session cannot go on like this because hatuwezi maliza.
Yes.
And there is something that you haven't told us.
Yes.
You haven't told us how then, after all this protection, this monitoring, this love, a lot of love, how then, what made you to know that this was all a lie?
Yes.
And that, my viewer, will be in our part 3, when Penninah is going to continue with us and share with us how did she even get to know what was happening,
Yes.
and what made her to take all that time before she realized. She'll add into what she has said. And that will be our next episode, the 3rd part of this. Our viewer, kindly remember to make your comments, leave your comment on our Facebook, Health Now Show, YouTube, Health Now Show, and remember to tune in for this part 3 that she'll be talking about, which is next week. She'll be talking about those other issues. How did she get to know? And are they together? Because she has mentioned a bit that they are not together. What is happening with him now? That will be next week. For now, thank you very much. Continue giving us this feedback. And I believe we are getting help somewhere. But before we close, I'll just ask Penninah, what is your take, the last point that you'd like to make to our viewer who is watching us?
Like advice or what?
Just something that probably you'd like to tell the person.
Okay, after this, all this that has happened to me, it has been my prayer to get a platform to talk to other people apart from the one who are surrounding me, like my customers, as a mama boga. Usidharau mama boga. I've talked to people who have come back and told me, ni kweli ulinitajia mahali na nimekuja kujua. Ni vizuri kujiangalia sana kwa maisha, especially kwa doa. So to my viewers, I wish that it never happened to anyone. Now, it's good to take precaution. When you see in Kikuyu, if I translate, it says that a lot of love huwa haifiki. I think it's the one that blinded me. Think twice. When the deal is too much, think twice. That's what I can advise.
Okay.
Yes.
And that we'll talk more. That we've said in Kikuyu, that wedomwiki ndokinyanagira. A lot of love does not get to the destination.
Yes.
And that will be next week. I'm sure you'll be waiting, as I will be waiting. Thank you so much. God bless you, and see you next time.